What's up, everyone? It is time for week 11 of Neutral Zone Reaction, and we are here in snowy Buffalo, New York, for the time being at least. Please welcome our guest host, guest participant, I'd say. It is Frankie Orrico wearing the Walter Payton jersey. He's a Bear fan who's never been inside Soldier Field. He is a 20-year-old college student who still works a full-time job anyway. And he claims to be the master of trivia. Welcome in, Frankie. Thanks for joining us today. You there? Can you hear us?
Great start, Jules.
No audio. I have audio. I think you're having an issue, Frankie. Brady, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to get rolling. He can't hear.
Frankie, try without your earbuds. Oh, he gone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll start, and Frankie will come back shortly. But we had a very eventful week 11 or week 10, and there is a lot to talk about. Starting with Buffalo, let's talk about this game real quick. Buffalo Bills versus the Vikings.
It's got to be the greatest catch I've ever seen. I'm gonna be honest.
That was pure insanity.
I remember I was in my grandpa's basement, and red zone flipped to the Vikings game, and it was Kirk winding up the throw, and I looked down, it was 4th and 18. And I was like, oh, ball game. And then I saw Jefferson and surrounded by Bills players. He caught it.
Well,
that catch was ridiculous.
Our TV was behind, or not behind, but we were watching either Red Zone or something that's like a little delayed. And our friend Alex, who's a Vikings fan, called us, and I answered the FaceTime, and he's going insane. And I'm like, what? The Bills are about to snap the ball from the 1-yard line. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And sure enough,
game of the year.
It was all craziness from then on. Oh, looks like Frank.
It's
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that totally legitimized the whole situation with with the Vikings. I mean, last week we were talking about how we weren't sure how good of a team they were.
Yeah, they barely squeaked out against Commanders. But yeah,
I know, and sure enough, there they go.
On the road in Buffalo, yeah. They're a real football team. You gotta give them credit.
Hold on, let me get Frankie back in here real quick.
Welcome.
You there?
Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can.
All right, there we go. I don't know what happened. It was working great a minute ago.
Well, welcome back. Welcome on to Neutral Zone Reaction. It's good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
You are our third guest of the season. And
our last guest had a pretty good streak going with the picks.
Our last guest did. Let's actually hop right into this week in Vegas because we can break down some NFL through that. But first, I have to get Frankie back into the scene. So, taking care of that. Frankie new. There we go. Is that
I'm back?
Whoa. Hold on, my tech skills are really doing great right now. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so there we go.
So this week in Vegas, I know you've got Frankie texts us this morning. Goes, guys, I know it. I've seen the future. I have so many locks. What could that be? I am really curious. I saw you texted something about it. I didn't even read what the picks were because I was like, just tell us on here. The guest gets the privilege of going first. Our first picker, Fran, he struggled a little bit. Went 1-2.
Oh, he always does.
Then Sammy came back and went 2-0-1. Mm-hmm. So guest picker is on a roll here. What do you got for us? What's your first pick?
All right. So I got underdog, I got a favorite, and I got an over-under line for you guys.
Okay.
I'll take Buffalo -8. I think that they're playing the Browns, who have just not been playing good football. They're just kind of hanging on, waiting for Deshaun to come back. They're playing in Detroit, which will be really interesting, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a bit later. But Bill, I just saw a tweet. The Bills fans have basically sold out Ford Field at 56,000, and
Do they
they're
really?
all traveling in. Yeah, they're traveling en masse to get to Detroit. So I'll take the Bills -8. I think that's a pretty solid lock. For my underdog, a team you guys were just talking about.
Hold up. This isn't how it works over here, buddy. We go one at a time.
My bad. I see.
He's new here. It's okay. It's okay.
So we're gonna break down what you said. The Bills -8.
That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
I don't know when the last time the home team at Ford Field has won by 8 points.
That is true.
Doesn't happen a lot, but
I actually think that's a kind of good pick. The Browns have been playing some teams close, some teams not. I think the Bills have a significantly better team than they do.
I don't think it's a bad pick, but it's just too risky for me.
Yeah, you got to play with fire though, Brady. That's how.
That's fair.
That's how you get to that's how you get to double-digit wins, man.
Thank you, Jules. Appreciate that comment.
Hey, if I go 2-1 this week, I'm back to 500 for the first time since week 1 when I was 0-0. So, what is your first pick, Brady Hannon?
I don't know. I was looking at the board, and there was one pick that just stood out to me. That's like, yeah, it's got to be a lock. The Bengals are only favored by 3.5 over the Steelers this weekend. And that doesn't sit right to me because the Steelers have Kenny Pickett, and the Bengals are coming off a bye.
Yeah, but you also forget the Bengals are coming off a win versus Carolina.
That has nothing to do with this. They have a bye. They have all their focus on Pittsburgh. This is a rivalry game, Jules. They don't take this week off.
Hey, teams are 0-9 after facing the Panthers this year.
I don't care. That means
not an analytics guy?
No, I'm not an analytics guy with that. I think the Bengals run away with this game. I think they come out angry. I think they come out ready. I think they just steamroll Kenny Pickett and the Steelers.
I would not be so sure about steamroll. How many points are they giving them?
3.5.
3.5?
Yeah, the game.
Yeah, that's generous.
The hook scared me on that one. I was looking into that one. I liked it, but I think the Bengals might win by a field goal.
I mean,
if I would actually bet, I'd probably just change the +3, but or -3, but
the Steelers beat them week 1 by a field goal, didn't they?
Yeah, but Joe Burrow threw 4 picks and 2 fumbles. I mean, you think that's going to happen again?
No, I don't. I think it's a good pick. I think the Bengals are going to win that game.
At home off a bye.
I think the Bengals are going to win that game. I don't know. TJ Watt's back. You never know.
I know you don't like agreeing with me, Jules. It's okay. What do you pick?
You're right. I don't like agreeing with you. I'm gonna have to say that I think it's a good selection though, but it could be a trap game. Speaking of trap games, there's one team that's pretty hot right now and pretty swagged out.
Oh wait,
and that's the Washington Commanders.
Oh, never mind.
Well, who are you thinking swagged out? The Vikings?
You're gonna say the Vikings.
I was gonna say the Commanders. They're feeling good right now. I think they go into Houston and keep the momentum rolling. I don't think that this team is going to fall right off the cliff. Even though that is something the Commanders would do, I don't see it happening in Houston this week. Houston's got a horrible run defense. I just traded for Brian Robinson in fantasy. I think they are going to run all over Houston and that Houston's going to have no answer. Because when has Houston ever had an answer for the run game? I mean,
they do have a great tank general, though.
3.5 is pretty... The field goal win could kill me, but I think the Commanders should win by more than the field goal there.
I don't like agreeing with you either, but I like that pick.
Wow, that's
I think Washington will win that game. The only thing that does scare me on that, though, Heineke last week, even in a win against the Eagles, threw for 200 yards and an interception, no touchdowns. So if anything was going to unravel that Washington game, it'd be Heineke's inability to get the ball on the field.
But he's America's quarterback.
He is America's quarterback. I love that man. He is so fun to watch. But
they are at Houston too, which I mean they don't have home field advantage, but is Washington really home field advantage with that broken down stadium?
Either, I'm sure they'd rather play in Houston.
Hey, I'd rather play in a nice dome and just air conditioning and all.
Yeah, then at Fort Commanders Field. Or
yeah.
Wait, what is it called?
Frankie,
what's field?
What's it? Energy? Is it NRG Stadium or did they change the name?
That's in Houston.
No, I meant the Commanders Stadium.
FedEx.
FedEx?
FedEx
Okay,
Field,
I think so. Yeah.
All right,
Frankie, what's
what do
your
you want
next
for our
pick?
second pick?
All right, for my underdog pick, I'm taking the Vikings plus 1.5.
Hey.
I was shocked to see the Vikings underdogs at home. Cowboys have looked good. Don't get me wrong. They just they played the Eagles tough, but I like the Vikings. I like where they've been. I like their offense is consistent. Their defense is keeping them in games. So I'll take the Vikings.
That's a solid pick right there.
I'll be honest. My next pick is the Cowboys minus 1.5.
Ooh.
I like the
All
Cowboys.
right,
This feels
all
like a
right.
trap game for the Vikings. I mean, Mike McCarthy looked like a kid who just got his Halloween candy stolen after that Green Bay game. He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be ready. Kirk is riding high. I don't think the Vikings can stay this hot this long with Kirk.
Yeah, but
I really
here's the
don't.
problem with what you're saying there.
I think this is a trap game for the Vikings where they just kind of let it slip away, and I think the Cowboys win this game.
Here's the
I think
problem with what
Tony
you
Pollard
said
goes
about.
for like 400 yards and they win the game.
You said Mike McCarthy is gonna like come back with a vengeance and whatever. Mike McCarthy doesn't scare me. Mike McCarthy doesn't scare anyone.
Nah, but the Cowboys, some of the Cowboys, but Micah Parsons scares me.
Okay, so does Zadarius Smith on the other side.
What about Trayvon Diggs pick 6 and their offensive talent?
Well, let's see. Is it a 1:00 game? No. But is
It
it
is
a
a
primetime game? No. It's
it
America's
is
game
a
of the week.
3:25 game, which means Kirk is going to be between primetime Kirk and 1 p.m. Kirk, which is below average.
I wouldn't say below
what's
average.
The difference between, it's like, what's the difference between the Hall of Fame quarterback and Blake Bortles?
What?
I'm trying to think. I'm asking you.
Oh, a Hall of Fame quarterback and Blake Bortles.
Joe Namath.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Joe Namath.
Exactly.
Well, if Kirk comes out as Joe Namath, I think they got a good shot. But I don't love game of the week Kirk.
I mean, yeah, but I don't love game of the week Dak either. The Cowboys suck in those games. They're always game of the week because Fox.
Hey,
loves
that game's on CBS this week.
It is?
It is on CBS.
Wait, are you serious? The Cowboys are
Since
playing an
when
8-1
is that?
team. They're not the team of the game of the week.
No, game of the week goes to Raiders Broncos, who are playing on Fox. They
No, that can't be.
There's no way.
Oh my gosh,
Are
it
you
is.
serious?
That's the only Fox late afternoon game. What?
only Fox afternoon game.
That's gonna be a 10-13 slugfest. It's gonna burn your eyes. Do not watch
Jeez.
that
Yeah,
game.
I'm gonna stay as far away from the Raiders Broncos game as I can. That sounds like a horrible game.
Yeah, the under is my honorary pick in that game.
Yeah, what is the over under? 41.5? Maybe that's Frankie's over under. Maybe he's got the under that game. I don't know.
I wouldn't be good. All right, Jules, what's your second lost?
Well, my second pick is in agreement with Frankie. I have the Vikings plus 1.5.
All righty, you guys.
So-
I'm sorry, Frank. You're gonna lose that one.
Hey,
Well,
I have a
Jules has a
better
history of
record
losing
than
picks.
you. I think you got to stop talking all this smack. You know, 1 week I'll give you the 2 makeup games since for some reason over the time because you weren't here 1 week. He's picked 2 less games than me, but I have no
All right.
losses in those 2 games. So Brady's gonna have to catch up. Frankie, what you got for your third game?
All right, my over/under, a game Bergman and I will be in attendance for this week. It's the Bears Falcons. I think that Bears offense is flip the switch, turn the corner there, and neither of those defenses are anything to write home about. Over/under is sitting at 49 right now, which I know is a lot of points, but hey, I could totally see a 31-24 slugfest, 31-27 slugfest.
Yeah, there's no defense for either team.
None at all.
That's why I'm looking so much forward to this game. This is my first time seeing Fields.
Really? Okay, I was at the Dolphins game a few weeks ago, which we talked about. It was a fun game to watch. Fields is entertaining.
I know. Frankie, have you seen Fields yet?
I've not seen Fields yet. I did not make it out to a game last year.
Yeah, I haven't been to a game since we missed the field goal against the Chargers way back when, Brady.
Oh,
I've seen Fields. I've seen Fields 3 times. The Ravens game last year where he got hurt.
The Tyler Huntley game?
Yeah, we lost like 16-13 or 15-13. And then the Vikings game, which could be argued behind the Browns the worst offensive game plan I've ever seen.
Oh no, that Browns game was bad.
Yeah, the Browns game was terrible. And then
Wait, the Browns game
Miami
was as in his first career start?
No, not that game. I'm saying that was the only one worse than the Vikings game
Oh,
of last
okay.
year. And then the what do you call it? And then the Dolphins game, which was great.
Have they won a single one of those?
Fields played great. Okay.
Dang, you got to stop going to games. Give me your tickets next time.
Hey, if Fields plays well, we can tank and get like draft.
Tank for Hyatt. Right. Come on, I've been saying.
All right, Frankie, I like the pick. I think it's a smart one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Better than Jules would have done. And for my last pick, you guys are gonna hate on this. I picked against the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Saturday last week.
Don't do it again.
I refuse to do it again.
Don't do it again.
Colts plus 6.5 against the Eagles.
Oh, you're taking the Colts?
Wow.
I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah. Jeff Sunday.
Jeff Saturday.
No, Jeff Sunday.
Jeff Sunday. I think Jeff Sunday goes out and they play a nail biter with the Eagles. I really do. I don't know if they win, but I think it's within a 3-point game.
I saw another video that called him Jeff Dadderday.
Jeff Dadderday. I like that. We might have to make a segment about Jeff Dadderday at some point. Or the next coach I can come off the couch and beat McDaniels, one of the two.
You know, I looked at that game and I saw it and I was like, not enough points. I think the Eagles have a much more loaded team than the Colts do.
They do.
I think the Eagles are gonna cover, even with Jeff Sunday out there on the sideline. I think the Eagles are just gonna overpower them.
I really like the Eagles this week. I think Eagles minus 6.5 is gonna be almost a virtual lock at this point. So Bergman, I like that pick.
Well, that wasn't my last pick, but I was just saying that to disagree with Brady and back up my point.
Okay.
You know what? I will make that my last pick. I'm changing.
I'm
confident that. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'll make that my last pick. I was gonna say the Chargers plus 6.5, plus 5.5. But I do now that I think about it, I like the Eagles more.
Dude, I don't trust the Chargers as well as I can throw them. I cannot throw them. So
I don't trust the Chargers either, but I don't trust the Chiefs in a divisional game. Ever. Not anymore.
I do.
In a divisional game, to cover, no.
Hey.
To win, yes. The Chiefs haven't. I don't even remember the last time the Chiefs covered in a divisional game. They never cover in the divisional games. Maybe they will this week. Now that I picked against. Now I changed my pick. The Chargers are gonna just win outright.
Probably.
The Chiefs never cover in the division. They barely beat the Raiders. They didn't cover on Thursday Night Football against the Chargers this year. I feel like every time they play the Broncos, they win a blowout once a year and then have a obscenely close game with them the other time. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's low scoring.
Yeah.
Hey, if that means Herbert drops 3 touchdowns on your head in fantasy, I'll take that any day of the week.
I've got Dalvin Cook, so if we're riding with the Vikings this week, then and Kirk's gonna play mediocre, then Dalvin better ball out.
that he better.
Yeah. So we have all 3 of our picks in, right?
Yeah.
Solid. Brady. Hold on. There. That's the screen I put Frankie in.
There we go.
Let's talk about some other stuff that happened last week. I want to talk about the Los Angeles Rams real quick. Talk about a Super Bowl hangover or Super Bowl something. They suck.
I think they got dude, they got I don't know what they're bad though.
I mean, yeah, you have your one game without Stafford, but what happened to the whole rest of the season? They're just horrible.
I know they can't. Their defense is mid, and their offense is just terrible. Like they can't score.
Well, without Cooper Kupp, they have no one.
They have no one.
A-Rob is not doing A-Rob things for them, unfortunately.
A-Rob has been not a good offseason signing, and I thought that he was going to go blossom there, and he's done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I have never seen a Super Bowl winning team perform this badly the next season, and that's why this is so appalling to me, because they didn't lose that much talent.
They didn't lose anyone except who they lose besides OBJ and Von Miller.
They lost a lot of the offensive line. They lost Andrew
Whitworth, you're right. They lost their left tackle.
Clubhouse leader. I think they lost another lineman somewhere in that mix too. I can't remember who that was.
At the same time, they added Bobby Wagner. They added Allen Robinson. It's not like they got worse.
They definitely didn't get worse. I think Stafford's elbow injury over the offseason was maybe a little more than he let on.
Probably.
And I think Stafford kind of came into LA last year a little fired up, tired of losing, and able to just kind of will his team to some victories as he did with the Lions all those years.
Sure, but the
And I
Rams'
think he
offense
just
last year looked phenomenal, and this year it just looks dysfunctional.
it does. It really does.
Kevin O'Connell made that much of a difference.
I guess.
Tall Sean McVay. Tall the
It's been
Vikings
ugly
fan that
this
says we
year
don't
for
give
sure.
love to the Vikings. Tall the Vikings fan that says we don't give love to the Vikings.
I mean, we didn't last week.
I did. I predicted the Vikings to
you
win
did.
last week. You all called me crazy.
Yeah, but weren't we talking about how we didn't think they were really that great? I don't know. They've changed my mind. I'm convinced. Also,
Okay, Jules.
you may be kicked out of this. I hope not, but I have to refresh it because Charlie says he's in. So
Okay.
let's see. Are you still here?
That's unfortunate.
Can you hear me? Oh, no one can hear me.
Like Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Hurts, because that's like insane.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I messed
It's a
this
really good
up.
quarterback class.
And like nobody ever talks about it. People talk about the 2021 one, but
Okay. Charlie says he's in, but he's not showing up. So I don't know what's going on with that. Brady, what's one of these other topics you had us going over today?
okay, I wanted to go over the 2020 draft class for quarterbacks. Nobody ever talks about it. We're talking about 2018 with Baker and Darnold and Allen and Rosen and Lamar. We'll go to 2021 one with Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, Lance, Jones, but nobody goes over the 2021. They have Burrow, MVP candidate, Tua, MVP candidate, Herbert, crazy talented with a dysfunctional organization, and Hurts, MVP candidate. And nobody talks about him. Dude, that class is stacked.
That is pretty stacked. I mean,
I just
Tua is
kinda wanna think about that
insane
for a
right
second.
now.
Like, it's like all of those quarterbacks are absolutely balling right now, and it's not even close. Like, if you're talking about great quarterback draft classes, that might be the top. I mean, they're all going to make the playoff. They're all going to make Herbert's questionable just because the AFC is so stacked, but Burrow, Herbert, Hurts, or Burrow, Tua, Hurts, they're all going to make the Pro Bowl this year. I mean, like,
Hey,
it is
the last
loaded.
time we saw a full quarterback class go to the Pro Bowl?
2018. Wait, 2017.
2017. Mitch Trubisky.
Mitchie
He also has a chance
Mitch.
at the Pro Bowl actually this year.
I wish he played better on the Steelers, but they just haven't done anything on offense.
No, their offense is, dude, Claypool's like dogged on their offense since he got to Chicago too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. All right, Charlie has arrived. So
Oh yeah, Charles.
1 second. Let me get the whole ordeal set up here. And this will take a sec because I'm slow at computers. But
Well, in the meantime, Frankie, what have you thought of Fields' performances so far this year?
You know,
As a Bears
I've
fan,
loved
like,
Fields. I've loved watching Justin Fields since the day we drafted him. I thought he was an amazing talent. I love that he fell to us. And after that Commanders game, I was a little disheartened. I thought maybe this isn't it. Maybe he's not progressing as much. My teacher asked me the day before the Patriots game, "Hey, you think the Bears got a shot at winning?" And I said, "Absolutely no shot." So we're going to get absolutely steamrolled by the Patriots.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we showed out Monday Night Football. I didn't even watch the first half. I didn't care. I was like, this is terrible. I hate being a Bears fan. And since then, Justin Fields has run for 560 yards and just been absolutely insane on the ground. I would love to see a little bit more of his arm. I think he's only thrown for 200 yards in one of these last 3 games. But I know he's crazy talented as a passer. I've loved watching him run the football. I love that we've kind of changed our offense a little bit to get him involved. And he's been electric. He's been really fun.
Yeah. I mean, I remember on the podcast that week before the Patriots game, I predicted the Bears were going to score 3 points.
Yeah.
I was slightly off.
Just a little
but yeah,
bit.
he's been exciting. I mean, I'm not too concerned about the throwing thing. We saw it with Jalen Hurts last year. We've seen it with all types of quarterbacks, Lamar, every mobile quarterback you can think of. It takes longer for them to develop their passing. And I have no problem with what the Bears are doing. I think they're building around Fields' strength. They're making the passes he has that much more comfortable, that much more valuable. And their offenses look phenomenal. I don't think they have to change anything. I mean, I think slowly over the season, right now he's throwing like 20, 25 passes a game. I think they can raise that to 25, 30, maybe 30, 35 by the end of the year. But I don't think the structure of their offense where they have to just go like, screw this, let's air it out. I think there's no reason to do that for anyone.
I don't even think they can. I mean, I love their upgraded, but their upgraded receiving room of N'Keal Harry and Byron Pringle coming back from injury with the trade for Claypool. Obviously, Mooney's going to be able to hopefully do some Darnell Mooney things and ball out. But I think that get them a little more comfortable, a little more chemistry with some of those guys.
But
especially
the chemistry with the complexity of Gutsy's offense and the receivers. Yeah.
All right, we ready?
But no,
we ready for
no,
some?
Frankie finished.
We ready for some trivia?
Oh,
hold on, one sec.
I'm ready.
And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Welcome in,
Right.
Charlie Grabiner. Brady, you have any fun little intro for your friend, or are you just gonna?
So Charlie is a Egg Harbor employee. He works a day a week. He makes way too much money there. He is the head of the Sports Analytics Club at Stevenson, and they do some trivia there. And he's a goated figure. So let's hear it.
Thank you, Brady. Thank you so much. That was an excellent intro. Great way to start it off.
Came up with that on the spot, by the way.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super excited. It's great to be here.
That's great.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Charles.
So pretty much today I have 7 questions for you guys. All right.
Gotcha.
So the first one is going to be a guess who, meaning I'll give you 3 clues. You have to guess the player.
All right.
The last one that we do is going to be a multiple choice, except the middle 5 are all free response. So no multiple choice where you get several choices. It's just I ask a question, you give me an answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, are we beating each other to the punch and all yelling it
Yeah,
out at
that was
once?
my question. Do you want us to just write it down and see who gets it?
I think it might work better if you all write down an answer, if you have like a piece of paper or even like your notes app if you don't.
Gotcha.
Anything that works like that, I think that would probably be the best way to do this.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that
All
way
right.
Brady
Okay.
won't be screaming over me, right?
I'm going to
I
be
guess
screaming
not.
over you regardless, just less this way.
I also try to make it so that the middle 5 questions are in order from easy to hard, although that's subjective. So are we ready to get started?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
ready.
go.
You ready, Frankie?
All right.
I am ready.
This
All
guy
right,
thinks
let's
he's
do
a
this.
trivia wizard, so we'll see if that's
He is a
confirmed or
trivia
not.
wizard.
All right. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited.
I'm excited to see how you guys do. All right. Question 1 is the guess who. Clue number 1. I am a backup running back currently.
Oh dear, that's
Oh, it's right up my alley.
Clue
Something
number
good.
2. I shared my college backfield with Antonio Gibson and Daryl Henderson.
Oh God, I have no
And
clue where they
clue
went
number
to school.
3, despite being a backup running back, I am a top 25 running back this year in fantasy, full PPR. So those are your 3 clues. I'll give you a chance to write down your answer.
She said, what's the second one again? Who do you share the backfield with in college?
I shared my college backfield with Antonio Gibson and Daryl Henderson.
Henderson and Gibson.
Shoot,
And
where
what
did
was the
Antonio
first?
Gibson
He's a
go?
backup running back. Gibson and Henderson. What was the last clue?
Despite being a backup running back, I am a top 25 PPR scorer in fantasy this year.
Wow. Okay.
Looks
I
like
got my
Frankie's
little
pretty
poster of
confident.
all the teams.
Frankie's got this in the bag. I have no clue.
I think I got this one.
I'm gonna need a second.
If you don't know, you could always just throw down.
Yeah,
a
you
guess.
can give up, Brady. All right, give us a countdown or something. We'll go one at a time.
All right. 5.
Wait.
Four.
Shouldn't we just time out? Shouldn't we just hold our thing in the front, like our who we say?
No, they can't read that.
I
No,
could just go person to person.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to start with Brady. Brady, what did you say?
This is a stretch.
Of course.
I said Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake. Jules, do you want me to say if he's correct or wait till everyone gives their answer?
I'll wait till after.
Wait.
I agree. Okay.
Okay.
Jules, we'll go to you next.
I also said Kenyon Drake.
Okay, perfect. And then Frankie, your answer.
There's no way that's right.
I have no.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Antonio Gibson is a Virginia Tech alum, and I believe he shared a backfield with Khalil
No
Herbert.
way.
All right, are we ready for the answer
Oh,
reveal?
he's got this.
He's right.
None of you are correct.
Oh,
The correct answer is Tony Pollard.
it was a coin flip for me.
Really?
Where did Tony Pollard go to
So
college?
Tony Pollard went to Memphis and shared the backfield with Antonio Gibson and Darrell Henderson.
Bro, what a backfield in Memphis.
Memphis.
Jeez.
And despite technically
that
on the
after
official
Benny
depth
Snell
chart
went
being
there?
behind Ezekiel Elliott, he is a top 25 running back in PPR.
Wow.
Gosh, it was a coin flip for me.
Brady,
Good
our
question.
Kenyon Drake guesses are not looking so bad right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got as many points as Frankie on that one. So
Mhm. I'm feeling good. All right, let's go into question 2.
All right, here we go. Question 2. Since 2010, which number 2 overall draft pick has had the most sacks per game? So I'll repeat. This person was drafted 2010 or later, and of all those people drafted 2010 or later in the number 2 spot, they have the most sacks per game. So a few
is
people
there
to
a
choose
Charlie?
from
Is
here.
there a limit or is there a range of how many games they've played? Like over like 5 games or something?
They could have been drafted this year. They could have been drafted in 2010. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Since 2010, which number 2 overall pick has the most sacks per game? All right, 10
Okay.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll go the other way this time. We'll start with Frankie.
I do not like my answer on this one, but I'm going with it. JJ Watt?
We got JJ Watt.
He
Okay,
was
we'll
not
go to
taken
He's the
Jules.
number one
second
2 overall
overall.
pick.
He was taken like 11th overall.
Yeah, he was not taking second overall.
Okay, Jules.
I'm going to go with Von Miller.
Von Miller.
He was
Okay.
taking the pick after Cam Newton, I believe. I think it's got to
Von
be
Miller
him.
was second overall.
Yeah.
All right. And
It
Brady?
might be. We'll see.
I said Nick Bosa.
And Brady says Nick Bosa. All right. For the answer, it is not JJ Watt. He was not taken number 2 overall. It is not Aiden Hutchinson, despite what many people might believe. It is not Chase Young.
I was between Chase Young and Nick Bosa.
I was
It is
between
not
Bosa and Von.
Von Miller.
Oh,
it is
no.
Nick Bosa.
Let's go!
Dang it. Ah.
Let's go!
All right. There you go.
Let's
Brady's
go.
on the board.
Okay.
Dang.
Charlie, what was the number? How many sacks per game does he have?
I don't have the exact number, but it was, I think the margin between him and second place was over. I don't know. I don't know the exact number.
Okay.
But
I got
Dang,
you.
okay. All right, what's the next one?
all right, here we go. Next one. Since 2010, again, since 2010, which 3 NFC teams haven't made the NFC Championship game?
Ooh, okay.
So you got to write down 3 answers here. Since 2010, which 3 NFC teams have not made the championship game? Give you some time.
Mhm.
All right, 10 seconds.
I'm very confident about this one.
Me too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll start with Jules this time.
I am going to go with the Lions, Commanders, and Cowboys.
Okay, interesting answer. We'll go to Brady
I have the same as Jules. Commanders, Cowboys, Lions.
and Frankie.
Is this including the year 2010 or after the year 2010?
Including 2010.
Okay, then I have the same answer as Jules and Brady.
All 3 of you are correct.
All right.
What was your other
There you go.
answer?
Well, the Bears haven't been since 2010, so I didn't know if.
Okay, fair enough.
It's fair.
You guys did surprisingly well on that one. I wasn't expecting all 3 of you to get it right, but good job.
Well, I mean, Instagram posts that the
The
Cowboys have
Darrell
more,
Henderson
like,
question was much harder than that.
I mean, to be fair, Instagram reminds us the Cowboys haven't been there since like 1990 something. So
Yeah, that
we
is
get-
true.
We
that
get to
part was
hear it from
pretty. And the
Stephen A.
Lions
every
were
week.
given, so it was more just figuring out the Commanders, which was not hard either.
Okay, here are we ready for question 4, I believe?
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
This one is just a pretty straightforward one. Which player of all time, this could be any year ever, which player has the most fantasy points per game PPR of all time?
Per game.
In a single game or in a season?
Playoffs don't count. It's just their total number of fantasy points divided by the number of games that they have played. So points per game.
Okay. Are quarterbacks included?
Quarterbacks are included, yeah.
Normal PPR.
Normal PPR.
Dang, QBs are
Don't
included.
overthink this one. That's what I'm going to say. Don't overthink it.
I'm between two.
I'm absolutely overthinking it.
All right, 10 seconds.
It's only like a 20-year range.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We'll start with Frankie.
AB.
Antonio Brown. All right. We'll go to Jules.
I said AB, but then quarterbacks are included, so I'm going with Mahomes because
and
I
then
feel
we'll
like
finish with
QB's
Brady.
got to score more than running backs.
It's
Or
per
receivers.
game, right?
It's per game.
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. All right. One of you is correct.
Oh God,
Let's go. I think
I'm
it's
gonna be so mad when it's
There's
Antonio
no way it's
Brown, who
AB
I
or
literally
quarterback, I'm
typed
sorry.
out.
The correct answer is Patrick Mahomes.
No
let's
shot.
go!
No
Wow.
Boom,
Are you
boom.
serious?
Again, I put in these tricky questions, but then you never know when there's going to be a question where it's just a pretty straightforward answer.
Dang.
Exactly
Wow.
what you
Respect, Charlie. Respect.
I
Thank
cannot
you.
believe it was a quarterback. That's shocking. Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe the score is 2 to 2 to 1.
Yeah,
Right.
I have it written
Dang,
down.
It
Frankie
is.
falling behind here. Uh-oh.
You can't see. the live, but it's there.
Only
I
3
needed that
questions
Tyler
remain.
question.
What?
3 questions remain. Are we ready for question 5?
Yes.
ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the all-time leading rusher only when counting games played against the Jaguars? So I'll repeat. If you only take the games against the Jaguars, who is the all-time leading rusher in those games?
All right, I've
So,
got my
for
answer.
example, if someone like Saquon Barkley has played 2 games against the Jaguars, just an example, it's probably not true, and he's racked up 150 yards in those 2 games, then he'd be at 150. Who'd be at the most? So if someone played him 7 times, all 7 of those games are added together.
Wait, is this their average or their total?
Total.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Total yards against the Jaguars rushing. I'll give you 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just a reminder, honor system, but try not to change your answers like after hearing a person say theirs before you.
Yep.
All right, we'll start with Brady.
I'm going to hate myself because I think this is a trick. I'm going Arian Foster.
Arian Foster. Okay.
Ooh.
We'll go to Frankie.
I was on a coin flip between Arian Foster and the king himself.
I was
Derrick
too.
Henry.
I went with Arian Foster.
Okay. And then Jules.
I was not at any kind of coin flip. The answer better damn well be Chris Johnson. He played them
Oh,
so
Chris
many
Johnson.
times and ran all over them. It's got to be Chris Johnson. I know Derrick Henry runs for 200 yards against him every time. It's got to be CJ2K. He played him so many years.
Okay. All right. So, time for the reveal. I will eliminate an incorrect answer in Arian Foster. It is not Arian.
Okay.
Third all time against the Jaguars is CJ2K.
No.
Second all time against the Jaguars is Derrick Henry.
Oh, so no one gets it.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Correct answer is Eddie George.
Hey, George.
Wow.
And I'll give you the
Whoa.
top
Okay.
two. It's Eddie George at 1,266. Derrick Henry second at 1,143. The Titans have played the Jaguars 0 times this year, so it's almost certainly going to be broken this year.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Okay.
So no one gets that
Dang,
one.
I cannot believe it wasn't Chris Johnson.
That's
I mean,
tough.
Derrick Henry's only been good for 4 years now. But still, CJ, I remember seeing that game where they had like CJ 2K versus Maurice Jones-Drew just like going off against each other. I don't know. Good question.
And if you think about it, both of those top two, like 1266, 1143, that's like a full season worth of rushing yards for a good running back against one
Yeah.
team.
It's hilarious.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Another question right here that's kind of clowning on a certain team, and this is going to probably be the hardest one I ask you guys today. I'd be
Okay.
surprised if you get this right. Which team currently has the longest active streak, so still going today, of games without shutting out their opponent? So I repeat, who has gone the longest without being on the winning end of a shutout?
So you're telling me I got a 1 in 32 shot?
Well, unless you think about it. Like if you think about recent shutouts, you can eliminate those teams. It's tough. This is a tough one. I'll give you 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll start with Jules.
All right. You already had one question aimed at the Lions, Commanders, and Cowboys. So I thought maybe the Lions, but I am instead going to go with the worst franchise in my entire lifetime, the Cleveland Browns.
Interesting choice. Thinking about what I'm thinking. That's interesting. We'll see if it pays off.
Mind
All right,
games.
Frankie?
I thought about the Browns. They're bad. They're really bad. But I'm gonna take the New York Jets.
Okay. New York Jets. And we'll go to Brady.
I was thinking the Browns too, but I remember I was on Instagram looking at some like clips from the snow, and it said the last time the Browns played the Bills in a snow game, the Browns shut them out. So I was like, nah.
Really?
So I'm gonna go with probably the next most dysfunctional franchise besides the Browns and the Lions, and a team that always seems to have a terrible defense, the Raiders.
Raiders. Okay. So the way I'll reveal this one is I'll go the top four because I have the top four here, longest streaks.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth longest streak of games without shutting out their opponent is the New York Jets at 202 games.
Oh, no, Frankie. Oh, no.
So yours is probably like,
Hey, I landed in the top 4. I'm happy with that.
yeah, I was gonna say
So
that's pretty good.
that's 202 games without shutting out their opponent. All right. Third, New York Giants at 215.
Dang, okay.
Second is the Cleveland Browns at 236.
That's impressive.
This better not be the Raiders.
So
It's
we go
going to be the Raiders.
215, 236. The reason I included this question is because I just find this stat absurd and I wanted to share it with you guys.
Is it gonna be like the Chiefs?
The number one team in games without shutting out their opponent is the Washington Commanders at 502 games.
No way.
No way. Charlie,
That,
how long
I
ago is
believe,
that?
dates
Dang.
back to 1989, if I
Oh
remember
my
correctly.
gosh.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah,
Okay.
Shout out
That's
Ben.
So he
crazy.
did go back to the Commanders.
double. That's more
That's-
than double. The
That's
second
reverse
place.
psychology right there.
That is.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
1980 something?
I believe 1989. Yeah.
That is, wow, that's ridiculous.
Okay. So the current score, I believe, is 2 for Brady, 2 for Jules, 1 for Frankie. Going into the last question.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
is.
Okay, here we go. The last question, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be our multiple choice question. This one I don't believe is going to be as hard as some of the previous ones I've asked, but we'll see how you guys do. Okay, and this is relating to this season of the NFL only.
Okay.
4 options. Pick the correct one. Option A, we'll say A, the Bengals currently have the best win percentage of teams that started 0-2. So I'll repeat, the Bengals currently have the best win percentage of teams that started 0-2. Option B, going back to shutouts, the most recent shutout to occur was Saints versus Raiders. The most recent shutout to occur was Saints versus Raiders. C, the Steelers have a more extreme point differential than the Bills. So the absolute value of their point differential, the Steelers, is greater than the absolute value of the Bills' point differential. Okay. And then option D, the longest interception return this season was by Andrew Adams of the Titans. The longest interception return this season was by Andrew Adams of the Titans. Only one of those is correct. So I'll give you some time to think and let me know if you want me to repeat any of them.
You repeat the second one?
Second one, the most recent shutout to occur was Saints versus Raiders. 25% chance of getting this right, unless you're smart. Does everyone think they have an answer?
No.
Just like raise your hand when you have the answer. I'll let you guys take as much time as you need to think about this one.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. I have my answer, but I'm not going to say it because that might convince them.
But you do have an answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Brady or
I have an answer.
Okay, Brady. Okay, for this one,
I got my answer.
all right, we're going to start with Brady.
B.
Okay, Brady thinks that the most recent shutout to occur was Saints versus Raiders. All right, Jules.
I also think it's B. I don't recall a shutout since then, which I might be really stupid here, but I don't know. I think the longest interception return was by the Titans in 90 yards, but I don't think it was Andrew Adams. So I think you're trying to fool us with that one.
Okay. Option B. He's trying to think about what I'm thinking again. All right, and we'll go to Frankie finally.
I'm gonna take option A.
Okay, the Bengals currently have the best win percentage of teams that started 0-2. Okay. There was a correct answer in there.
Oh boy.
So it was not C, it was not D. The correct answer is B.
Woo!
Okay.
So we tied.
Yes, the
And
most
the,
recent
Wasn't that
and
shutout
the
tied?
trivia
Yeah, we don't have
wizard,
tiebreakers,
what
yeah.
happened?
Frankie, the
Why,
Bengals
Charlie?
are not currently the best. Actually, it's the Titans. The Titans started 0-2. So Titans are the
Oh.
All right.
Interesting.
You know, I was really feeling B in my gut, but being down a point, I needed to take a chance, hopefully try and get a tie.
I respect
So I went with A.
There you go. Well, that's all I got. So Brady and Jules tie.
We
at 3 points apiece.
Frankie needs to think of some kind of tiebreaker question.
Yeah,
for
we need a
this.
tiebreaker.
We can't end on a tie.
Hey, all right. Hey, I got a tiebreaker question for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Is this write it down or shout it out?
Shout it out. First one to get it right will win this one.
Guess it up.
Yeah.
All right. All right. This season, someone set a completion record through the first 4 games of all of NFL
You
history.
check about
Incorrect. Jules, you got an answer?
Oh my god.
I had to go for it.
I'm gonna. I didn't even have time to process the question. Completion record through the
For the
first
first 4
games.
someone set a completion percentage record.
I think I know who it is. I know who it
Completion
is.
percentage record.
Hold on, I know who it is.
Jules, 5 seconds.
Holy cow!
I know who
I'm
it
gonna
is.
go with Kirk Cousins.
4, 3. Incorrect.
Geno
Brady.
Smith.
Geno
go!
Smith.
Let's go. Comeback player of the year, Geno Smith.
Oh my god! Stop it
Brady
with
is our
that.
trivia
Let's go.
champion.
Right. We get
Dang,
We'll
I
give
couldn't. I
Brady the
had no
W.
clue who that was. Good job, Brett. Good, yeah, handshake.
And And Brady with the 4-3 dub, thanks to Geno Smith.
Well, that was
Wow.
fun, Charlie. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
Charlie,
you
that was
guys. I had
awesome.
fun. I had fun doing that.
Charlie, thank you very much. Jules and Brady, thank you guys for having me on the
Yeah,
show.
thank
I
you for
do
coming,
unfortunately
Frankie.
have to run,
Thank you guys so much.
course.
but it's been fun. And hey, go Bears, go Vikings.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
All right, and that is how we're going to wrap up the
Right.
show today. There goes Charlie. There goes Frankie.
That was a fun episode.
That was definitely a fun episode. I had a good time. We
Should
got
I
to
think we should
do
bring
another
back the
trivia one at some point. That was really enjoyable.
That trivia was fun.
I know, dude. Of course it comes down to a Geno Smith question after you've been talking about Geno all season. Good
No, so I
job.
was trying to think of who it could be after Tua. And I remember Geno had like 73% completion or something. That had to be a record.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought thought it was Nick Bosa, but then I thought about it. I was like, he's missed a lot of games. So if those games with him getting injured count, I was like, maybe it's Von Miller, and I just went with Von, and it cost me. Von's been playing so well this year, though.
What?
Von Miller's been playing insane this year.
But was Von Miller a second overall pick?
I'm 99% sure he was. Let me see. I think he was
remember. I thought
drafted
he
right
was, like,
after Cam
later.
Newton. Von Miller draft pick. Yeah, Von Miller was second overall in the 2011 draft out of
Oh,
Texas A&M.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how we're going to wrap up this week's episode. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. Got any last words, Brady? No. Okay, well, my last words are bear down. See y'all later.